Hello everybody, welcome back. So today I thought it'd be a great idea to do a recap of the year 2020. What shows I did, that is. We're gonna recap the shows of 2020.
Yes, so it was a crazy year, 2020, obviously everyone knows that. But luckily, you still got to compete quite often, even though a lot of your shows did get canceled.
Yes, that's true.
So you were kind of prepping all year.
Yeah, kind of prepping all year, but worth it, you know?
Let's go into each of your looks, what we need to learn from this year, going into next year, what we need to learn from show to show, what we tried, and kind of go from there.
Heck yeah, let's do it. So let's begin with the first show of the year, which was the Clash Championship, and that was in Florida. And this show was super special because this was the first show I tried the red bikini.
Yeah.
Adam finally talked me into changing my suit color from green to red. And I was really nervous to wear this color suit on stage because I thought, maybe they will not recognize me. Like, who is this new girl on stage?
She really thought that.
I did, yeah. I was super afraid because I've been wearing green or a shade of green since I turned pro. But Adam's suggestion was pretty good because it ended up working for me.
Yeah, I like it. Now you're the lady in red.
Yes, and in fact, the head judge said, "You look so good in red, don't change the color." So I might be wearing it for 2021, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
But as far as physique is concerned, we made a lot of changes, good changes from the previous year at this show. And I think it was on full display. Yeah,
I think that I like your physique like this a lot, and I wish we can get this tight without your abs being so poppy, because I think that's what we need to bring for next year, a physique like that, but hopefully with the abs not being so poppy.
Right.
And but I really liked this physique. I think that your balance was really great there. I think it could still be a little bit better in your upper body, but still a really, really good physique. I think that's a top 3 physique right there.
Right. I would say for this show, my upper body looked better than it ever has. This is a show that people even pointed it out to me. Wow, your shoulders made some really good improvements. They were popping that show. I'm telling you, my upper body was, I've never had my shoulders pop as much as it did at this show. And just like you said too, with that also I got a little bit of ab development that was a little too much. I will admit my ab development was a little too much at this show, not purposefully. As you guys know, I never train abs, I never train core, but some of the exercises that you do can sometimes, get that core engaged. So after the show, I was like, oh man, I really gotta limit the types of training I'm doing, trying not to engage any of that core. But upper body on point, lower body, actually I feel like my lower body at the show could have been a little bit tighter. But overall, I was very pleased with this. I ended up getting first place with a perfect score. So it was a great way to start the season off.
Yeah, I'm happy with that look. So let's go ahead and go into show number 2.
And this is the show that you came with me. And it was the Pacific USA, my first muscle contest show.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a fun show. I really liked your look on this one a lot too. It's going to be a common trend of what I'm saying. They really liked your look. They loved the red. And this was a good show for us because we got some really good feedback from Tamer and Tarek, where they said they wanted to see just a little bit more out of your routine at this show. And that's where we really started diving into getting a little bit deeper into the routine and putting some more pizzazz behind it. But the show went really good. Your conditioning was really good. It was on point. It was a little bit softer than the Clash, but not a lot. And I would say your back was probably, what do you think about your back on that one? I felt like it was one of your best backs of the whole year.
Honestly, I'm not sure. It was covered up by hair. But you know what I will say about this show? I like to look at this show more than Clash. And just so you guys know that this show took place 2 weeks after Clash did. I know you said I was a little softer. I feel like I was actually a little bit tighter. I don't think I was as full. That was my opinion.
Your abs weren't
my
as
abs, yes.
tight.
Then my abs weren't as crispy. Somehow we pulled it off to where my abs weren't as crispy. Everything else was a little tighter.
Your back was tighter. Your back was better, but your abs were softer. That's a weird one. I don't know how that happened, but yeah.
And my legs, I feel like I had a better shape to my legs, but they weren't too much. I just felt like, maybe less full than the Clash, but I honestly like this look. It was one of my favorites, better than Clash.
I'm so envious of you getting Diet Coke after not having it for so long, because I remember when I was a competitor how it tasted, and it tasted so good. How does that feel? I hail the Diet Cokes.
It tastes amazing. It tastes exquisite.
Probably the best feeling is that, a protein bar, some amino acids, a pre-workout. We're good to go, man.
Cheers.
Life is good.
Cheers.
All right, the question of the hour: where are you going to eat your cheat meal, and what are you going to get?
Oh, I don't know. Whatever the heck is open, where we don't have to eat outside. Hopefully, grilled chicken salad, maybe. We'll see.
Why a grilled chicken salad?
Because winning tastes better than any cheat meal ever could.
There you go.
Great news, everybody. I won today's show, the muscle contest, Pacific USA XXV. I won this awesome sword, and I'm so happy. And it's my first muscle contest show, but not my last. Thank you guys so much for all the support, and I'm gonna enjoy my goodies, my sword, my crown, and the Cheesecake Factory gift card. Thank you, muscle contest. And then the next one was about a month later, and that was the Tahoe Show.
The Tahoe Show.
The Tahoe Show.
What a crazy show.
That was a fun show. It was held outside.
Yeah.
So I've never had a show that was held outside before, but oh my gosh, the lighting for this show,
it worked out.
It was so amazing. I remember at this show, I was super happy about my hair and makeup. My hair, it looked like it was out of a Pantene commercial. I just got a fresh keratin straightening treatment. Man, my hair was so on point and shiny, and that light just hit my glutes in a way. It just listened. But this was my favorite physique too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I still think that this was probably, out of all of them this year, that was probably like our favorite physique, right? Because you were tight, you were full.
Yes.
Shoulders looked pretty good. Balance was there. Conditioning was not too much, but right there. So yeah, I really like this look. And actually, I think comparing your hair to any other show, I liked your hair there the most, even though it was straight. And the other shows you've been kind of
shiny.
Yeah, I think that's a really good hair for you. Maybe
Pantene commercial right there.
Yeah, maybe we should go for that hair next season, like that
Yeah.
straight look.
It's super easy. Just get a straightening trick. Look at that hair. Come on, look at that hair. But yeah, it was definitely my best, in my opinion, look. I will say I was probably the leanest here out of all the shows this year. So I was the leanest here, so I appreciate that look. I like that look. And additionally, I remember at this time, I think it was around this time, my metabolism was on fire at this point.
Oh yeah.
Like I remember just eating and like I just wouldn't stay on, and just I just burned through a lot of food, and it was just, I don't know, I liked my physique at this show though. But the funny thing about this show was I did not, although it was, in my opinion, our best look.
Yeah.
I did not get first here. I got second. And it wasn't even a close second either. And this was the feedback from the judge, that I was a little too hard. And that's when I really started like taking consideration, like, oh man, can't be too hard. Got that in my head, like, oh man, can't be too hard, can't be too hard. Gotta get a little softer, so that kind of continued to stay with me until the end of the season, just to be very careful that I'm not leaning out too much. But looking back, I don't think I was that lean in my opinion. I think that was just kind of a preference of a judge.
For preference of a judge specific to you as well. But I loved your look on this one. I think that is the standard, where based on how the Olympia went and how the girls were looking there, I think that's kind of be the goal to get to for next year too.
Absolutely. And then a few weeks later, I believe 3 weeks after the Tahoe Show, we competed at the Battle in the Desert. I think out of all the shows, I have the best memories attached to this one, just because I feel like we had like a lot of fun during that weekend. So many jokes, so many inside jokes, It was a very satisfying win, to say the least. But I feel like for this show, it was not the most of anything. Like I wasn't the leanest at the show, I wasn't the softest, I wasn't the most muscular at the show. It was kind of like a mix of everything in between, but I love the look here. I thought my makeup was really exceptionally good at this show. I was like, heck yeah, my makeup was on point, which I do my makeup myself, so I definitely loved it. I thought my glutes were super full. In particular, I would say my glutes were the fullest at this show than any show this year. My glutes just ate up all the food.
Yeah.
My metabolism was still on fire at this point. Glutes ate up all that food. Just, I had hungry glutes. Hungry glutes was eating it all up. But yeah, that was a good one to end off before the Olympia. And I remember having such a satisfied feel after the show that I was like, no, maybe we should just keep this and save it for Olympia. Because I was debating doing another show before the Olympia.
Yeah.
But then we ultimately decided, like, nah, this last look left off on a really good note. I got a perfect score, first place. Let's just keep it here.
Yeah.
You know?
Carry that momentum.
Carry that momentum to Olympia. Which brings us to the last show of the year. Happened just a few weeks ago. By the time this video will air. The Olympia.
Yeah, the big one.
The big one.
All the eggs in one basket at the Olympia.
Oh, yes.
You go all out for that one, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what were your takes on it?
Honestly, probably my worst look of the year, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. I would say just the tiny bit of the softest look of the year, and then I would say your arms weren't as full as they were in the other shows too.
My arms kind of deflated a little bit.
Yeah. I think that we definitely learned from this year, like we need to have a good amount of time going into the Olympia to rebuild, because the other thing that this year brought to us that we never had to go through before was a few factors. One was we never had to diet the entire year because your shows kept getting canceled. Yeah. So it was like you dieted, you just nonstop. I think like the entire year we dieted down because it was like, oh, we're gonna do this show. Oh, it's canceled. It's moved a month later. Okay, right. A month later now. So it was like every show kept getting moved, but we were dieting the whole time as if it wasn't gonna get moved. So I think that, muscle preservation, I think that looking at the format of in-between shows is going to be critical for us this year. Yeah. I think that you need a little bit more fullness. And honestly, too, there could be the factor of us, how we flew in so soon to the Olympia. It could have caused some water retention. You started your period the day of the show, too, which could have caused some water retention.
Let me get my glasses on.
Your period glasses.
Let me get anytime you say the period, I got to put my period glasses on.
So, there's that factor. But then there's also the factor we have to look at, too. 2 times we flew to Florida this year. Yeah. 2 times your legs held water. So is that the factor?
Florida, come on.
Do we need more time there? We got to figure that out.
You know what?
We won't have to figure that out next year at the Olympia. It'll be in Vegas.
Hopefully,
yeah. So if it is in Florida, I would say we go out earlier.
True,
just
very
in case
true.
That's one of the factors. But yeah, I think that there's just a film of something, whether it's fat or water, hiding your definition of your glutes and your hamstrings the best way, and then we can have a little bit more fullness of the arms as well. And I think that would be the difference of next year is timing that better. Yeah, there's going to be some timing reevaluations on things.
Right. And I will say this Olympia prep, out of all the preps this year, was the most difficult physically and mentally for me. It was the only prep that I felt like, oh my gosh, I need a break after this. Yeah. And when I mean a break, I don't mean from the gym or diet so much as just to relax a little bit. Like in my mind, I was so kind of stressed and overthinking and just need a few days to myself just to be like, you know what I mean? Which turns out I'm already hey, let's do another show. But yeah, that's the only one that I think I was actually exhausted from. My energy levels were not the same as the other shows. And it's funny because if I'm taking into consideration how hard I think I worked for this show in comparison to the other shows, my physique doesn't necessarily show that. Does that make sense? I feel like for this prep, I tried harder than the other ones, but I'm thinking it's probably something to do with my mentally as well. I'm thinking I'm trying harder because I'm so mentally exhausted and so kind of I need a break. So in reality, maybe physically didn't put forth as much effort as the other shows, but mentally I was just so drained that it kind of translated to my workouts. So everything seemed to be tougher. Everything seemed to be more difficult Because you know when you have that motivation like I did for Clash, I was doing like 2-day workouts like it was nothing, like, yeah, oh my gosh, killing it. But in my mind, I wasn't like working as hard as I was for this prep because I was so motivated to do so. Not that I wasn't motivated for the Olympia, that's not the case, but I was just exhausted. And I just kind of needed to relax. And I think I was getting a lot of scenarios worked up in my mind, which kind of put a negative effect on my efforts in the gym, you could say. I definitely could have been a little leaner. I just didn't work out for me as much for the show. Usually I feel like I deflame a lot more. Like de-inflammate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, your inflammation goes down.
Inflammation goes down last week. And I feel like it was kind of the opposite for the show. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how that, like if my period affected that. I got my period like the night before the show, right before I went to bed. I'm not sure. But I don't want to use that as an excuse as well. Like I just feel like it just didn't. My cards didn't align for me. I did try a different little hairstyle. I don't think I like my hairstyle as much as I do the straight. Even my suit was a little different. I actually do like my suit better though. What do you think?
Yeah, I actually really like the suit.
The suit
connectors was better. I like the suit a lot.
Cup.
Yep, I loved it a lot.
So,
but the hair was a little bit. We were having a hair nightmare before you got on too.
The humidity.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it got a little bit messy going into it, but you got it somewhat fixed. But that was another stress we didn't need before you went on stage, like things like that. So yeah, I think this year we learned one. I like the straight hairstyle. It's easy to manage too. I like this suit better. I know we need a little bit more fullness on the upper body. Florida is a guess. We have to figure out Florida. If we're flying into Florida, are we going to be holding water? Is that a consistent thing? Because so far it looks like it is. And then how do we solve those issues? One is going to be the hair. The suit is great now. The shoulder is going to be a little fuller. The glutes, I think we can push a little harder now in 2021. And then if there's a show in Florida, I think just extra time going into it would be the scenario. And then you have to just like squeeze really hard and try really hard. Don't get your period day of the show.
Try not to.
Just sit there and squeeze.
Just
squeeze.
Say like Mother Nature, you better wait, Mother Nature. I'm telling you, don't you mess this up. No, it's all good. But you know, all in all, I would say 2020 was pretty good. I can't complain, and I know that 2021's going to be even better. And I think even having like the shows to be more consistent, hopefully without the uncertainty of a COVID year, will make it easier for us to prep because, like you mentioned, there's been several preps where I was literally prepping and then, oh, no, never mind, it got pushed back months and months. So it was kind of just like going into every single show was just always hanging over your head, like, is it going to go through? Even to the week of the show, a lot of times we're like, is it even going to happen? Because we saw like other shows get canceled. It's like, is it going to be ours too? So that was always like a factor too. It's like so hard to like put your mind like 100% if you're not certain it's going to go through. So that was the difficulty of the year, but everyone dealt with that.
For sure.
If 2020 told us anything, is you got to go with the flow. Just go with the flow. Don't stress. Just go with the flow.
Such a cool
show's going to be different, but
year too, like 2020. I was like, that's going to be a cool year. Nope.
I was like 2020. I got my eyeballs fixed. 2020 vision, 2020, you know what I'm saying? And it was not like that. But at least I can see better now, right? So, 2020. Also, Adam, I wanted to give this to you.
Oh, I'm getting a gift?
Yes, I don't know. I think they forgot to give it to you, but you actually got the award for best coach ever.
I didn't get
it's so legit. Best coach ever, first place.
That's cool.
Congratulations, Adam. I mean, forget about me for real. Like I'm just a vessel. I don't know what you call it. I'm just a puppet. You are the puppet master.
Well, thank you very much.
Everything. So congratulations, Coach Adam. Can I please get a round of applause? The way you guys can give a round of applause is put a like onto that. Hit that like button and subscribe. That can be your round of applause.
Well, thank you guys.
Congratulations, Coach Adam, for being the best coach ever, for laughing at my stupid jokes, even though they weren't funny. And I know you're
towards the end,
they were definitely not funny.
Carb depleted jokes.
Yeah, my carb depleted jokes, they were not funny, but you know what? You laughed anyway. And
I know you're trying.
noticed that.
Sometimes I'm laughing because they're actually funny, and sometimes I'm laughing because they're so
bad.
and so that actually is funny in itself. So I'm laughing all the time, I guess.
And for helping me so much backstage and with all my preps, and then for Olympia when I was crying and stuff before the show. I didn't cry after the Olympia. I cried only before over stupid stuff.
You're so emotional.
I appreciate everything. It did not go unnoticed, and I don't want to annoy you by thanking you too much, but thank you.
No, thank you
so much for 2020. For
What a
being
year.
the bestest coach ever and just coming along for the journey. It was fun.
And
a lot of inside jokes, a lot of great memories.
And next year we're gonna throw down and go do a whole bunch of shows.
Yeah,
We're planning
let's
on
do
it already.
it.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a fun year.
Heck yeah, let's do it. YOLO.
YOLO. So get ready, she's coming.
2021.
Quite a few shows this year coming up.
Hopefully, yes. Hopefully more than just 4.
Yeah.
Or how many did I do this year? 5 total.
4 regular, 1
Yes.
yeah.
5 total. Psh, let's double that. Let's do it. 2021.
8's the goal.
Hey. All right. I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for following along. 2020. That's a wrap.
Let's get 2021.
Let's do it. Bye-bye.